this talk that we see in the practice is crop per drop. That age is gone. Now we have to focus on the calorie per drop. And calorie per drop is more about the dicotyledons, which is now, ground nuts, peanuts. Because if you see the millets, the total nutrition available per gram is very poor. And those who are working with earthworm and permaculture, Jenkins is the world's topmost author on vermiculture. The point is, conventional practices, experience and learning is of course respected. At the same time, with diminishing resources and more of adversities, as Gopalji said, due to climate change, more and more science will have to come, because today, as I see, agriculture is more complex than space science. Because space, you have to care only for Sunita Williams. For food, you have to care for 8 billion every day, 365 days a year. See, the challenge is very high. I have some data I'm unable to recall. It is whether calorie or proteins, I don't know, but one of the two. The amount of that you get out of 250 grams of egg, equal amount you get out of 125 grams of fish meat. Same amount you get out of 85 grams of chana. See this. It is CO2, H2O and vitamins converted to per gram of the food we take. And we don't have planet B. If we say that 30% of us, we do not have food today at 7 billion, how are we going to feed 10 billion? Simple equation. And if we want to feed 10 billion around by 2050, we need to look deeper for some options which are more efficient.
If you look at the next, if you're a crystal ball gazer and you're looking at 2035 or 2040, what do you think will be the food that will be put on my table?
I can tell you about the production of food. Because agriculture alone or veterinary markets alone will not support us. You see, animals, including human beings, what we throw out is nitrogen dominant excreta. And plants need nitrogen. Unless both go hand in hand, which is called permaculture in today's language. If you have one side of your coin perfectly all right, but the second side of the coin is blank, that coin is not valid. So agriculture and sewage management, they are two sides of the same coin. You don't need additional fertilizer. Suppose, I just give you a very, very rough arithmetic. The amount of NPK a human body throws out per day, about, say, only urine, if I take 1.1 liter per capita per day, it will give you enough grains to prepare a loaf of bread per day. If we take all the urine of the world population, it will meet the requirement of 35% of the world fertilizer demand without a rupee of additional capital or operational cost, without digging the phosphate rocks, which are finite. And if you see how much phosphate travels in a sandwich that I take, The phosphate travels nearly 30,000 kilometers, sir. We have no composite idea. We only know the cost per kilo. A sandwich that I take in Surat, my butter and cheese come from Anand. My wheat comes from Amritsar. And whatever gajar, kakadi, cucumber, tomato, whatever, it comes from Valsad or Bardoli or somewhere else. So urban food travels the highest number.
Ravalji, I'll stop you there. We have got Dave Kieft here. If Dave has to buy, well, he won't be eating rice, but if he needs wheat to be bought, it has to come from some part of Africa. If he has to buy semolina, it has to come from Africa, Sri Lanka, or India. If he has to buy chilies, green chilies, it has to come from mainland Africa again. The cost of food traveling is one of the highest if you're sitting in the United Kingdom. And you are talking of distances of 200 kilometers and 100 kilometers.
Richard Foreman, the greatest ecological impact is distance D that food is made to travel.
Absolutely.
Or even water. Forget about petroleum. You have an option of not running a car. We don't have an option of not drinking a glass of water.